Welcome everyone to January 27th, 2026 Daily Anchor Points. Lots of shifts in the air right now. We're going to go ahead and see what type of energy and what wisdom is going to come through for us today. Here's the message that we have in front of us today. The first card brings us the Badger and Ginkgo, healing wounds. I feel this is deeply resonating and meaningful. Our next card is the Marten and Foxglove in reverse, and it represents mischief. Our third card that we have here is the Butterfly and Snowdrop in reverse, and it represents hope. All right, let's put this all together. Badger medicine. So badgers are fiercely protective over their territory. Coupled here with the ginkgo, that also represents endurance. So we're definitely in a space of deep wound healing and recovery. It could be a newer wound, but I'm feeling like it's deeper than that. It's ancestral, it's collective, it's past life associated. This is some deep wound identification, realization, uncovering of the truth for the much needed healing, because this is about healing wounds. But what's coming through, and I see it, is that you have the strength to get this done. We have the strength to feel the feels, to sit with the pain, to sit with the loss, to sit with the grief, because we're at a place now where we cannot ignore it any longer, or that's just going to become our identity, right? I think we're kind of done with that. We're done with that. We've seen what that's like, or we've also seen, coming out of the whole Pisces lineup, that putting a Band-Aid on it and refusing to feel it, or, there's a certain level of delulu that I respect. But on the other half of that, it's not real. So in this, we're doing that deep wound healing right now. And it is so vitally important. And I congratulate each and every one of you that are actually taking the time and doing the uncovering and doing the work and doing the hard work, crying the tears, feeling the feels, going through your memory bank, going through your internal Akashic records, doing the work, figuring it out. That's hard. That's deep wound healing. Just a reminder that you have the strength internally to get through this, to navigate this. And also to just be really patient with yourself while you're going through this process, while you're making the progress that you're making, that it may seem like you're not making any progress, but you absolutely are. Just take a few deep breaths and remind yourself of that. Give yourself some grace. Be patient with yourself and extend that out into the world right now. Be patient with others as much as you can, because as much as this is a one-on-one thing, but this reading is for the collective, and so that trickles back and forth as a mirror, right? Be patient with yourself, be patient with others, because others are also doing the ones that are doing the deep inner healing work. We just need to have a little bit of grace for each other. That's really what we are being called to do while we're doing the work. And also, healing requires boundaries. We can't do the deep inner healing work if we just keep letting the rest of the world or energies or outside sources touching those wounds, right? I'm not saying close yourself off completely, but just making that we're creating those fierce boundaries, because the badger is not afraid. It's like underworld territory, is not afraid to go into the deep, messy places and build a home there. That's what they do, right? So while we're doing that, just remember that the boundaries are going to be absolutely 100% right now. And some of these wounds, if we're just trying to find a really positive way to look at it, that they have really helped you find your strength, made you more resilient, which is really being called to the forefront right now. We need our resilience. I need you to find your resilience. We need to find our resilience. as a people. And I do know when wound healing is coming up that defenses can be up. So just also a reminder as well, don't bite the people that are trying to help you. Because I know that it's like you become defensive when you have wounds and you have the boundaries becoming overly defensive. But just make sure that we're not harming the people that are reaching out, that are trying to connect, that are trying to build a bridge to help in some way. So our reverse card here with the Martin and Foxglove, which represents mischief in reverse. So these two together, one is a very clever predator and the other is a very beautiful but deadly flower in the forest. Foxglove. This can be coming through as a lack of sincerity of some sort, or even gaslighting of some sort. Like acting out or being impulsive or even sabotaging your own peace and also the peace of others, because maybe there's a struggle with how the silence of healing is affecting you, them, the collective, us. That makes sense, because when a lot of us are not used to the silence, not used to the slowing down, not used to the going deep within, definitely could be some lashing out and self-sabotage here due to the deep quiet, due to the process that's happening right now. We're kind of being forced to do it either way. We can't treat these ancestral, collective, past life wounds with a superficial approach, a tone, or look at it. It's very serious work. There's no shortcut to our transformation. We're not going to gaslight ourselves and pretend like the danger isn't real, because that's not valid, that's not true, because it is. It's just we have to be honest about our wounds and when facing our own shadows, personally and then also collectively. Like, we can't keep gaslighting ourselves or making it seem like it's not a big deal when it really isn't. But at the same time, even though it is a big deal, we can't drop into a sense of, which is tied into the next card, hopelessness, because this is hope in reversed. This is the butterfly and the snowdrop, reminding us that we need to be very rooted and grounded in our work, but we can't lose hope. We can't lose the higher vision. We can't forget about how far we've come. We did not come this far just to stop here, collective. I didn't come this far just to stop where I'm at, and I know that you didn't either. You know, in navigating the shadowy realms of our own inner worlds and underworlds and information and files and blueprints and all of that, that it can get a little bit bounded up. It can get a little bit tricky. It can get a little bit heavy, okay? For sure, it can be heavy, but we definitely need to shift the focus. I'm feeling that right now, shifting the focus, even though it is heavy, even though we are doing this work. The ability to see the higher vision without gaslighting ourselves and without pulling the wool over our own eyes by just kind of putting a band-aid on it. We're not trying to do that. I know that I can feel safer sometimes to just expect the worst, that feels safest, rather than actually realizing that our internal spring is coming, and spring is coming, that it's easier to feel the worst and feel like spring's never going to come, or that the light, metaphorically speaking here, isn't going to return. But we have to pivot. The light is not out of reach, the transformation is not out of reach, and please don't give up hope on yourself, on the collective, and where we're headed, or where you are headed, more importantly. Because that is what you can change, is what you can change about your life and your experience that trickles out into the what. But also stop entertaining people and distractions that don't take growth seriously, because it's not time for that. So we have to stay focused and keep our eye on the vision here. We have to focus on the feeling, what it's going to feel like once we get to where we're trying to go. Trying to bring that feeling into the now. I hope this message has brought you some sort of insight, guidance, and support. Be well, my friends. Stay sovereign, be feral, and I will talk to you soon.